First floor truss going up. It's a muddy day. Nasty. Trying to find Barrett. Oh, there he is. Got our truss drawings. That's what I can do. I can show you what they look like. This is like a summary sheet, and they'll have a detail sheet for each truss. You can see we have a duct space that has to line up. It's a nasty day job out here. Nasty job day. It's all mud. It rained a bunch over the weekend. We're having to carry the trusses through the mud. But they're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Paco's gonna get it. Get it done. The duct openings do line up for the longest series of trusses. Those over there and these here, the duct does line up. So that's good. It was just the way they drew this. I know these are not to scale, obviously, so.
Yeah.
How many?
I think it's like
125. We got our AdvanTech going. This is day 2. Got our floor trusses up. You can see here, I got these floor trusses set up to where we can run our grade all the way up. See, if I had let the trusses, try to keep them fall off the end over here. If I had let the trusses be dropped like that all the way across, our dirt would have to stay down. I don't like steps at entries, so I have this so that we can bring this all the way up to the entry if we want to. We'll probably have a little porch here. If you pour your walls 2 feet higher, you see, you can build a wall that supports them. And we thicken the slab down there. Remember, Barrett, how we did that in an earlier video before we poured the slab, so that wall has a footing too. I'm excited. Won't be long before we start building walls up here. All right, so that was this morning, and this is where we are on the project, construction-wise, and you will see, let me turn off the subfloor. This is my truss plan that I did before we got started, and this is how I ordered the trusses, the floor trusses. And when you're doing this, you just want to make sure that when you get your walls poured and your basement walls built, that you come and measure, from out to out, and make sure that your floor trusses, this is 28 feet. We measured ours and they were 27 feet 11. So we took off another inch to allow them to sit back a ½ inch for the OSB. Okay, so you want to plan that out very carefully. And we had 5 different trusses. 1, 2, 3. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we had 5. Oh, I got it. Yeah, these are the same trusses. These on this side are the same as that side. In any event, so now we've got our subfloor down. You saw the video. We were almost done. I just got back from the job site, and since I'm a design build contractor, I have to come back in the afternoon and plan for the next day sometimes. So we measured, and we had 11 foot 4 3/4 on the job, you see, and I had 11 foot 4 1/4 on our drawing. So that's pretty close. And that's the point to this, is that you always have to be constantly checking your drawings, your design against your as-built, right? So that when you get to that point where you're going to be doing something different. You see, I don't actually draw these stairs. I just kind of block them out. Let me turn off the subfloor so you can see. I just blocked them out like that. But I don't get really detailed on them, except I show the rise and the run. You see, what I was trying to do here was get a 7 3/16 rise. Now we may end up with 7 1/4. We will see. And that's the whole point kind of behind this, is that we are continuously checking our as-builts against our site built. So I'm just going to come out here in any old where I'm going to draw myself a big piece of paper, because I do this part in 2D, and then we're going to go here and we're going to draw us an imaginary line that makes our floor, and then we're going to go up 11 feet 4 3/4. Now I'm going to check my phone because I want to make sure I wrote it down in a note. 11 foot 4 3/4, and my stair opening is 13 feet 1/2 inch. We also measured that. That was kind of easy because what I did was I laid out the stair opening so that it was on the layout. Okay, so the dimension of the opening itself is just what is between, yeah, you see 13 foot 1/2 inch. So as we were coming along, I picked a point, said that's a good point to start the stair opening. I had these 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trusses made 3 foot 10 shorter, and then we just picked up again, you see. And this LVL here doesn't really support these. I changed that. We actually have the wall supporting it now because I created a thickened slab of footing underneath this wall. I didn't want to have all these hangers and stuff, so we just decided to go ahead and let the wall itself support these trusses. So now I was actually able to make the stair opening a little bit bigger by doing that too. So all that to say 13 feet 1/2 inch. So what we'll do is we'll come over here. I'm going to look straight down. I'm going to change that view. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go 13 feet and 1/2 inch. I'm going to check that just to make sure I entered it properly. Yes. And so now for now, I'm just going to draw a line on either side to indicate the floor. Okay. I'm going to come down 3/4. Just going to draw that back to there. And then I'm just going to draw, well, that didn't work. 24 feet is not correct. It's just 24. So I'm just going to kind of block out the trusses because I've already got the trusses made and ordered. They're installed. I don't need to do any more design work on the trusses. The point to this is just to have something that indicates where the trusses are and the stair opening. Okay, and then I'm just going to draw a line down here that indicates the floor. And I'm going to get rid of this. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to take our rise, which is 11 feet. What is it? 132. What's 11 times 12? Yeah, 132 plus 4. That's 136.75. Okay, 136.75. Okay, so I'm going to test that. 136.75. That's exactly right. Okay, now that is to there. Now I'm going to go up 1/2 inch, and this is very important. Now for now, I'm going to have this come out 1.5 inches, and I'll show you later why. That's going to represent my engineered floor, okay? We're going to have engineered, and we're going to have a better bull nose than that. I'm just showing right now where the floor is, okay? And we're going to have a 1/2 inch floating floor. It's actually 12 millimeters. So the point to this is, again, we're setting up our materials, okay? We're setting up the thickness of our floor. But since I'm using the same thickness up here as I am down here, then it's relative, right? It's only, you really have to pay attention to this though. So let's say I was going to use a 3/4 inch thick floor up here and only a 1/2 inch floor down here. Well, you would have to pay attention to your stringer placement, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay, well that was actually the flooring supplier, coincidentally. And where was I? So I was on my calculator, 136.75 inches. We've planned this once, but we're going to double check it. Okay. So I want to divide that by, let's just see, since I got a cheat sheet here, let's see how many risers we had. Let's get this around where we can count them. And let's turn off the, well, I can count them from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so that was kind of our cheat sheet. 19. Let's go back up here to our piece of paper. So I'm going to type 136.75 divided by 19. 7.19. Okay. 3 divided by 16 is 0.1875. So we're not going to have that much difference. Well, if you think about it, we only added 3/4 of an inch. So, you can't even, that's not even going to add a 1/16 of an inch to each, 19. It's less than a 1/16 of an inch. So sometimes it gets down to, difficulty in trying to divide this up, but you just got to do the best you can. And we know that an eighth is 0.125. So when we start marking this out, on our framing square, on our stringer, we're going to have to be careful to try to stay as close to 3/16 as possible, because you'll gain a little bit. So we're going to go and see, 1/4 is 0.25. So we're going to go ahead and do it 7.19. So the way I like to do is I like to start off with a 10-inch tread, and then 7.197. That's as many decimals as I'm going. Okay, now I'm going to create a little, no I'm not going to create a group out of that. So I'm going to come down, let's create a group. Let's create a group out of these two, and then we'll work inside that. I'm going to come down for now, 7.197. Now this is a little tedious, okay? So you just have to bear with me. If you're really interested in getting your stairs right. And we've already got one riser, so we got 18 more to go. So what I like to do is I'll just copy this one times 18. See? And I think that's probably one more, than we need. You see though, the reason I do that one more is because I know that my floor is going to work out now, right? So I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. But see, my stringer, let's see, what I meant to do, you know what I meant to do? Let me do that again. I meant to go inside that group. See, part of what you learn on the ArtisanTony channel is construction, but the other part of it is SketchUp times 18. You see, now I'm working inside that group. And I'm going to take off that. Now, here's where it gets a little... I'm going to go ahead and draw, for now, I'm going to go ahead and draw this coming down to the concrete because that's what will happen. And I'm going to draw my stringer, okay? Your 2x6 is 11.25 inches wide, okay? So that means we're going to have a line go from there to there, and this is actually your stringer. You're going to lay out, you see, we're going to have plenty to nail to up here. This is what's nice about using these floor trusses. Sometimes when you're using joist, these stringers will be hanging down past your floor joist, and it's annoying, to be honest with you. All right, so that's going to be my stringer, but it's actually not, and I'll show you why. This is the finished, right? This point right here is the finished tread. We're going to have 1 inch treads, okay? So I know I'm going to drop this an inch. 1 inch. There we go. Now, the other thing I like to do is I like to put a 3/4 inch subfloor on my stairs, and nobody does this but ArtisanTony, okay? If you've ever seen my stairs and you walked on them, they are strong as all get out, right? And I'm going to show you. Now, see why this matters? Because when you start, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this because this is a little confusing. I'm going to get rid of this flooring right here so that you can see that this is the concrete. This bottom line, this is our 4 inches of concrete. Okay. So I'm just going to draw a line across here to indicate some concrete. Okay, that'll give you more of a visual reference. And so now you see that you don't change your riser location, your riser location in space. You change your stringer location in space. And so when you do that, now you get this stringer that has to have the bottom cut off of it like this. And that's what you do. Now, when you get ready to, well, let's just confirm this too. One thing I like to do is go ahead and draw my, what is that, 10 by 3/4. Okay, that's my Advantech. Okay, I'm gonna make a group out of that. So we're gonna take that and do it times 18. Boom, we got our Advantech on. You know what I should have done? I should have made that those components, because then I can change the look of them. So I'm gonna make this a component. Okay, and that's gonna be Advantech. Okay. Now, when I change these in the future, all these will change. Times 18. Okay. Now we can put our riser material on there. We got our Advantech on there. Let's check and see now if we can use a regular riser, which would be a 1x8, which is 7 1/4. 7.25. Oh, right there. So they're going to have to be trimmed off a little bit, but no big deal. Now you can see You see, our 1x8 will work fine. We're going to tuck it right up under there, and I'll show you why it doesn't matter that it's a little different on the top. Okay, nothing's going to change here. What we're going to do is our treads now. We're going to come out one, up one, over. Well, you know what? That's what we should have done was come the other direction. We should have come up one, come out 11 and a quarter, because that's how wide they are. Come down to there and back to there. Now they've got rounded edges on them, but this is good enough for now. And we're going to make that a component too. We're going to say that's a tread. Okay, and then we're going to copy these down. What would that be? 18 times 18. Okay, I said copy, but it didn't. Let's try that again. Copy there times 18. Oh, I put too many, but it's okay, I can delete it. Okay. Now we can just kind of show our floor coming over and butting into it. We'll leave a little gap there just for the fun of it. But you see, our riser didn't change. Our riser location and space didn't change, 7 3/16. See that? Now if we go up to the top, and we're measuring off the finished floor to the finished tread, 7 3/16. Now, the reason this matters and the reason you need to lay this out like this is because when you're placing the stringer, which is this piece right here, this piece, I'm going to give it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it some, we're going to start getting into some 3D now. We'll raise it at 1.5. Let's go get some wood color. Let's get some wood color. We'll select this. Alright, then we're going to make our stringer that just to differentiate it between, you see, now we can start to differentiate between our materials. And then this is your stringer laying on your sawhorse, okay? Because you have planned this in advance, you can measure from there to there, and you've got 18 feet 5. You see, you're going to need 20 foot 2x12s. Now, the other thing is right here, you got to be careful of. The code only allows a 12 foot rise here from the finished floor to finished floor, 12 feet before landing. Okay, and this, I deliberately made this, kept it at less than 12 feet. It goes all the way back to these concrete walls when I was pouring them. When I was pouring, this wall right here was my base height wall. I knew that if I poured this wall at less than 12 feet, it's 11 feet 9 is what we poured it. Yeah, that's right. And then I added the gravel and concrete, which is 8 inches. I knew that I was going to be less than 12 feet. I had this happen in a recent job, well, I guess it's been about 7 years now, where we almost got in trouble. We had like a 12 and a half foot difference, from floor to floor. And the building inspector said, no, you got to tear out this stair and do a landing. And it was going to make the stair run way out into the garage. It would have been a nightmare. Well, I went to the Construction Board of Appeals, and they let me put handrails on both sides. And basically, it's because I just, unfortunately, it's one of those things where I just knew everybody involved, and I talked them into it, But you're not going to be able to do that. That's just a lucky thing, okay? But the point is that when you're laying this out, let me get my looking straight down view again. You're gonna know how to cut your bottom stringer, okay? 5 15/16. And you say to yourself, why is that? Why do I cut the bottom off of that stringer like we did to be 5 5/16? And it is because of all this other stuff. Now, But most carpenters would not allow for this AdvanTech. I'm just telling you. And I think my stair is 3'10". 3 foot. Let's see. That would be 3'7". Okay, that's my AdvanTech. Okay, this is just a regular old. We're just gonna leave it white because it usually gets painted. The risers usually get painted. Now, why did that not? I thought I made a component out of those. Now I'm gonna be mad because I forgot. For some reason, yeah. Alright, well. Duty. See if I had made those components. Let's see if I made the stair treads components. Yeah, see, if I change one of them, they all change. But for some reason, I didn't do that. And then what we're gonna have here is just a stringer up here, and then at least 2 more. On a stair this wide, you're gonna want 4 stringers. Because a stair, anything over 3 feet is really too wide just to have 1 stringer in the middle. Like that. Now I'd be sad if I had done my risers right. So let's just do this. Let's grab them and we're going to say, how many do I need? 1 times 15. Is that right? Yeah, I guessed it right. So I got all that chosen. We want to grab this and we're going to make a group. Okay. Now hopefully I grabbed everything because now what we're going to do is stand this up the way it goes. Oh look, I missed I didn't do my bottom riser. Right, well we'll just go in there and put it in there. Like that. Now we're going to take the whole thing and go 90 degrees like that. Okay, that's our stair right there. Now these are all the leftover risers I didn't use. See, now we can take that and we have a real stair now. We'll go over here and we'll put the stair here and it's in space wrong. We'll turn it around that way and put it down here. So it would go up 3/4 or let's see, go up another 1/2 inch. And then it would come down 7 3/16. And it should be sitting on the concrete. Let's turn off our floor trusses. Tags, floor truss. And we can just go down here and make sure it's sitting on the concrete properly. Let's turn off these walls, the basement walls. And I think we have it pretty much right. Oh, I know what the deal is. I know what the dealio is. This floor is not at the perfect height. That's what it is. So if we turn our floor trusses back on, yeah, we're going to be a little bit short here. If we turn our floor, subfloor, and I don't have the finished floor drawn yet, but we know we're correct. Okay. And that's an actual set of stairs, and I can measure my headroom. See, I can measure from here, the bottom of this truss, down to that tread is 7'5", and this one is 6'10". So we are good. I like to have about 7 feet there, but that's just about perfect, or it's a very efficient use of space. I didn't want to take out another truss over here. If I turn on the walls upstairs, you'll see wall main. You see, I wanted to have as much room in this pantry as I could, and then if I had taken out another truss just to make the stair opening bigger, it would have eaten into this pantry, and then my windows would have been all screwed up too, because I have these windows perfect the way I want them. And I added these wall basement. I added these 2 windows down here when we stepped the wall down. It's gonna be glorious. And this is funny, I put my toilets, and I actually lay out the floor trusses. You can see we only have an 8-inch offset here on the end instead of a 16-inch offset, because I've got my toilet set up to where it'll come down right there beside that truss. And this is kind of demonstrating how the lengths we go to get everything right as we're building it. And it's the design build process is really, really cool. And if you're building your own home, you certainly want to go through these exercises, because it shows you what needs to happen on a daily basis, and your project will be better for it if you do this type of planning. All right, well, I'll show you the end product when we get it done, or when we're in progress, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, guys.